Okay, so this game is The Last of Us Part 2, and this is my review. So, this game has gotten a lot of hate and a lot of criticism. Some good things have been said about it. I'm not biased against any of it, but this is just my review, and I haven't been feeling the need or the want to record because I lost a good friend of mine the other day, and it was sad. I'm so upset about it, but uh, I'll get better and I'll start recording more. But I guess I'll just get right into it. This is Abby. This is her part of the game. A lot of people don't like to record Abby because they don't like her. I mean, yeah, everyone has a reason to not like her, but that's just from the beginning of the game. So I'll start from the beginning and go to the end. The game started out. It started out pretty good. I think the story was good from the beginning about not letting us in on what was going on between Ellie and Joel, even though they already did at E3. But it was good. They started out in Jackson. The story was where it was supposed to be. And then Abby comes along. We're wondering who Abby is, what her part of the story is, why is she in Jackson. And she kills Joel. That was a huge shocker for a lot of players. And it was a shocker for me. I didn't know it was going to happen. I didn't watch any gameplay on it. I didn't want to. I pre-ordered the game. Thought it was going to be a good game. And when Abby killed Joel, I was real angry at Abby. You know, everyone was. And when I was Ellie, I felt the way Ellie did, angry and frustrated that they would kill off Joel in the first hour of the game. He was the main character in Last of Us 1. I played as Joel. I saw what he went through. I saw who he was. And you just killed him off? Like, I was mad too. And as Ellie, I went through this phase of anger and aggression. Killing the wolves satisfied me. You know, I thought I was doing the right thing. And then the story flopped and went to Abby. And I didn't want to play as Abby. I didn't want to spend another 12 hours playing as Abby. No one did. That's understandable. But then you got to see Abby's side. Now, was Abby right for holding on to all the anger for, what, 10 years? No, 4 years. No, she wasn't right. Like, let it go. Your dad died. It's okay. But then you could say the same thing for Ellie. Joel died. It's okay. It's gonna happen. Because Abby saw her dad dead. Ellie saw Joel dead. It's the same thing, but different sides. So I don't understand why people thought it was okay for Ellie to sit there and slaughter, I don't know how many people I killed just to get to one person. And even killing Mel, who was pregnant. Like, I get it. The anger, it's a good story. The anger is what leads the story. I get it. And it's a good storytelling by the way they reveal Abby's side and how she was feeling the entire time. And I'd grown to like Abby. I thought Abby was a good person on the inside, but she just didn't want to show it because she had been a wolf for so long. But when Ellie slaughtered all those people, I don't know. I was with her the whole time. And Ellie was still my favorite character. And I just went with her the whole time. But then Abby came along, and I had to play as Abby, and made me realize just how much she was struggling with her dad dying. I mean, no one wants to see their dad dead. No one wants to. But in the first game, when Joel killed her dad, it was out of anger. It wasn't to survive, or it was to save Ellie and because he was angry that they were going to kill her. Which, I mean, yeah, I mean, the first story should have gone the way it did. It should have gone with Ellie saving the people and Joel giving her up. That would have been a good story. That would have been, you can't remake that. That would have been one of the best stories of video game history. But they switched it up and they made it even better. And it still is one of the best stories in video game history. And this game was all about, well, what's that word? It was all about breaking cycles. Yeah, I get it. They made it too much about breaking cycles. Yeah, they made it to where Ellie had remorse for her actions of what she did, and she wanted to change from being angry. And Abby did the same. But then Ellie went right back into it. After 12 hours of playing as Abby, Ellie went right back into it, and I thought the game was over. I just. The game is good. The game is really good. The gameplay is solid. The stealth is really nice. The story is amazing. But that last 2 hours was the most infuriating thing I've ever seen. Because why would. I don't understand why Ellie would let Tommy get in her head. And Tommy almost died. He got shot in the back of the head. He had an arrow in his knee. He couldn't walk properly. He lost Mary. What was her name? Maria. He lost Maria. They took time apart. They basically got a divorce. Yet he still had the audacity to go to Ellie's farm, Ellie and Dina's farm, and convince Ellie that she needs to finish the job after he almost died. Tommy almost died, and yet he still wanted her to finish the job. I don't understand that. Like, before that, the game was really, really good. I thought that it was over after Abby, that Ellie would go home, move on, and that the farm was the epilogue, and that we could possibly play the third game as Jesse's son, JJ. I thought that would have been a really good ending. But I'm not going to say Druckmann because he's getting all the blame, but it's not just him, it's also his director, or he is the director, but it's also the people who worked on the game too. Like, they didn't say, hey, the game is finished. Let's just stop it here. Ellie's safe. Abby's moved on. Let's leave it here. No, they had to bring in this extra 2 hours of gameplay by sending them to Santa Barbara, where Abby's captive with Lev, and Ellie is hunting down Abby, killing more people. I get it; they weren't innocent. They had slaves. The Rattlers were no good people, but still, like, just that thought of killing people just to get one person, but then you don't kill that one person. Like, I don't understand it. It was stupid, I thought. That's when I thought they were forcing breaking cycles too much. They should have just ended it. I thought it would have been better if they had ended it after Abby and the farm. But this extra 2 hours of gameplay was added, and it was a complete waste of time. Because Ellie stopped killing Abby at the thought of Joel. Like, wouldn't you think that that would make you want to finish her? Knowing that she took that. Because at the end of the game, Joel and Ellie were finally trying to fix things. And Abby took that away from her. Abby took that thought of relieving the guilt that she had towards him and relieving all that pain by killing Abby. But she didn't do it. She didn't kill Abby. I thought, okay, if you're gonna put that extra 2 hours into the game, at least finish the story. At least kill Abby and live. But they didn't. And that confused me. I didn't know what to think about that. But this game deserves more credit than it is getting. It's my favorite game right now, even though I had to delete it because I need space. But I played the game over twice. And that was the most I've ever played a single player game. Usually I finish the game and I'm done with it. But this game, I played it once and I decided, you know what? I'm gonna give it another go. I'm gonna play it from a different perspective. Because when I played it through the first time, I played it through the perspective of Ellie and how she felt and what she wanted. I played it as Ellie, but through the second time, I played it as Abby and how she felt and what she wanted. And getting that different perspective made me appreciate the game a whole lot more. So I honestly think this game deserves more credit than it is receiving. And uh, I don't even know what to say anymore. Just the fact that I know this isn't going to do much to help it, and everyone hates the game. Well, every player at least. But I don't want to say because it's because the players are ignorant and stupid. No, I'm not going to say that. The players have their own right to say what they want, but they they just don't want to fully comprehend the story, and that's the way I feel about it. Thank you for watching the video. Thank you for watching my commentary on and review on Last of Us 2. I hope that you see my side of this and you appreciate it more, but I doubt it's going to change anything with all the other players. So I'm just here telling my side of the story.